I hate that. I hate Delaney stole Lenny from me.
New, so.
All right. It's day 139. Now, Makayla died. She's dead.
That's not funny.
Shut up. You're supposed to be dead. After yesterday's workout,
I did die.
she did a lot yesterday. Makayla's been out of cheerleading for probably about a year now, so she doesn't do as much stunning as she used to, and it's okay. But I put her to work yesterday, and so she still did a lot. And so she's dead today. So I decided with next week being Christmas, we're going to start a little bit of a rehab day. That way next week we can get into like a deload week, because my plan for next week is I won't have much of a gym to go to that I can record in. So we're going to do some calisthenics type stuff at like my house, my family's house and her family's house. So it's going to be kind of like a deload week for us. So we're going to do rehab today. We'll do our walks tomorrow, and then tomorrow and Sunday. And then next week it'll turn into like a calisthenics day. So, push-ups, stuff like that. So the dead woman is here. You are so short.
I'm bruised and battered.
You're like, if you like your head and then me. All right, we're gonna get a marker and write down what we're doing for rehab, and then we're gonna do a Q&A with y'all. So we did. I asked today, on YouTube, some questions for everybody.
Q&A. What's our height?
6'7".
6'4".
And 5'2". Well, a foot and 2 inches taller than you.
A few more inches.
Huh? Oh my mom watches these, by the way.
Sorry, Vicky. Where are we going?
Where are we going?
All right, we're gonna do some rehab. So Makayla's legs are hurting. Her shoulders are hurting. I can see you in the mirror.
I know you can.
We have our Q&A warm up. We're gonna ask ChatGPT. I have no idea what to do. Too short. It's day 139. T-spine dead bugs. Okay, so she's already on it with those. We're gonna add a couple more. One that's kind of gonna help me with my hips. It's probably gonna help her with her legs too. We're gonna do our 90-90 hip rotations.
Oh, you do like those? I've seen them a lot.
Band thingy. I don't remember what it is. Band thingy. And then band pulls. You already have dead bugs on there. 90 holds. Hip openers. And then I'll let you pick two more things. Makayla's gonna pick two more things, and then we're gonna do a Q&A and do our rehab.
What are the...
Thread the needle.
Yeah.
All this is going to be somewhere we can just kind of set up the camera and just talk to y'all. So there won't be a lot of camera movement and angle changes today. Bird dogs. Okay. All right, we got our workout. So what we're going to do is we're going to go set up the camera, and then her and I are going to answer some of y'all's questions. Here we go. All right. I'm going to start a little bit behind her for these T-spines. All right, let's start with question number 1, and then we'll start our T-spines. So that'll allow us to think about our answer while we go. We're going to start with the first question that was asked, which plays out really well because that first question is, what is your origin story? So we're going to knock out a set of these T-spines, and then we'll talk about our origin story. Let's smack you in the forehead.
Please don't fart.
All right, Mac, what's our origin story?
So how we met?
Yeah. Which I think that's 2 of our questions, so I'll probably put both those questions on there.
Well, how we met and how we started dating are 2 different ones.
How did you two meet, and what is your origin story?
Oh, yeah. So we do have 2 of the similar ones, so we'll go in depth.
Yeah.
On the beginnings. So we had to do summer challenges. This was in 2020 during COVID year.
Yep.
So we had both gotten onto the team at Western Kentucky, and we were doing challenges.
Ooh.
And I saw his challenges. I was like, wow, I really want to stunt with him. So I think I was the one who
I can't show you guys that.
reached out and wanted to stunt. So we met up. And as I mentioned in yesterday's video, double masked up for COVID. But we met and we stunted. And then later that week or the next day, he asked me if I wanted to do partner stunt. And that was, just kind of how our relationship as friends and teammates started first. And he remembers the story of my cow.
She Snapchat me randomly at 3 a.m. in like full makeup. Like, lost my cow.
It was a filter.
Anyway, yeah, she did. Yeah,
but he vividly remembered that moment. I vividly remember this gigantor man walking up to me while I was sitting on the floor and going, "Are you Makayla?" And I was like, "He has pretty eyes."
Because that's all she could see.
That was my first memory of him. And he was like, "Wow, this girl's crazy."
She's got 2 masks on.
But I liked Nick first and was adamant that he was going to give me a shot. So I did everything. We would have parties at his house, and
she'd get mad at me for somebody kicking my shoulder out and telling me to man up.
But what I mean is at a party, I got McDonald's, and I got into his room, and I refused to leave, and I ate McDonald's underneath his desk. And he was like, "What are you doing?"
Because she was trying to gobble my McNuggets. Anyway, let's do these next 2 sets. I think that answers that question. Here we go.
We never stated how we started dating, though.
Oh, that is the origin story. Now we got to get into the dating part. Sorry.
So, I've been talking, you explain that. What are we doing?
So basically...
You get the rest after this set.
Yeah. All right. Now, how we started dating. So like she said, we started Harry Potter. We started watching all the Harry Potter movies.
Because he realized I hadn't seen any of them.
Yeah, she hadn't seen them yet. So she would come over to my apartment. We'd watch Harry Potter. And then...
before we finished the entire series, we were dating.
Yeah, we got to movie number 5. And by 5, we'd already... Because this was over the span of a couple of weeks. It wasn't just the span of we watched the entire Harry Potter series in 2 days. It was over a couple of weeks. And eventually, I was like, all right, this girl's kind of cool. I guess she's all right.
Made one good joke and he was sold.
Yeah, she made a great joke. She was able to make me laugh, and that's where I was hooked.
Yeah, and my favorite part about that was when you were like, "How do you feel about me?" I was like, "You know how I feel." And you're like, "No, tell me how you feel." Yeah. And what did I say?
I kind of like you a lot, dumbass. Aggressive. All right, last set of T-spines, then we're going to move on to the next question. People ever heard of closing the gosh darn door? No, stop. We're supposed to be doing these seriously. Some of these are kind of geared towards me, so Maggie doesn't get to answer. But it says, how did you get into doing videos with Dan / working at Hybrid? P.S. The trio of you, Lenny and Delaney, is my absolute favorite. I appreciate it, Riley. That's awesome. So doing videos with Dan and working at Hybrid. Dead bugs first.
Are you farting?
No, it was my niece popping.
Oh my God.
So, how I started working at Hybrid and filming it with Dan, I think we should start with how I met Dan. Back when I was in my second year at Ole Miss, I went to high school nationals to recruit other athletes to try to come to Ole Miss. And I watched Dan compete, and I was like, holy crap, that guy's tall. He's good for a high schooler, because Dan was kind of he was a high schooler at the time. And I was like, holy crap, this guy, he's pretty legit. So I ended up trying to talk to him whenever he got off the floor. And we just ended up talking, and I was like, hey, you should try to come to Ole Miss. And he was like, y'all know how Dan is. He's just a little weird, a little autistic. He was like, I don't know, maybe. But he's like, do you play League of Legends? I was like, yeah, I play League of Legends. I was like, yeah. But me and Dan ended up playing League of Legends together a couple of times. And after that, I feel like it just we went our separate ways. But he went to UCF. We didn't talk for 2 or 3 years, but we would play League randomly from time to time. Just I would see him on, and we'd invite each other and we'd play. But then finally one year, I saw him at college nationals after all of this. We got into talking again, and then we just kind of reconnected there, and that's where we kind of talked to each other. This is now moving into how I started to do the job at Hybrid. One summer I was working, or I was looking for work, And I was talking to everybody, and I got a connection that hooked me up with Bondi to do a stunt clinic with him in Alabama. So I ended up going to Alabama that weekend to do a stunt private, or not a stunt private, but a stunt clinic for hybrid. That's where I met Bondi, and we kind of like talked. We kind of clicked, and he was like, "Well, if you're not doing anything after college, like, you can come work for me." And I was like, It was cool. It was fun, but it was like, I didn't really know who Bondi was at this time. I knew Dan from Dan being at Hybrid, but I didn't really know much about Bondi at all. But he paid me really well, so I was like, heck yeah, I'll work for Hybrid again. And so the next summer, I ended up working for Hybrid again. I went to that same gym in Alabama, but this time it was just me and one other guy, Boosh. I think y'all have met Boosh before. After this was when I just finished college, and I was talking to Dan one day. We were playing games, and he was like, "So when are you gonna come move down here and like be in the videos and hang out and come like work at Hybrid?" And I was like, I don't really want to. I entertained it for like not even an hour, where Dan was like, "Fine, I'll have Bondi call you here soon." And then Bondi called me, but he was like, "Hey, you want to come work down here in Jacksonville?" And I was like, "No, not really, no." And I hung up, and that's where this lady came in, and I'll let her tell her part of the story, and then we'll pick it back up where we were at.
I got a phone call from Nick, and he was like, "Yeah, you'll never guess what just happened, you know. Got a phone call from Bondi, and, you know, he offered me a job at Hybrid," and I said no. I was like, wait, you said no? He's like, "Yeah, you know, I said no, you know. Kind of started a little position at Western, and had at least an idea of what he was going to do in Kentucky for another year, but he wasn't going to be making hardly anything, and didn't like the area. He didn't like where he was at." And, you know, I kind of asked him, "Do you really think it's a good idea to say no? Like, can you call back and like at least ask for like a week to think about it?" Because he really loves Florida. He loves what he does, and he really loves the people here. And he already did before, you know, he even got the job. And so he called back and asked to have until the end of the week. And we talked about it. And
at the time, it was funny enough, at the time, we were actually going to go do a summer camp at for a different company out in California. The entire time while we were there was the week that I was supposed to be thinking about whether or not I was going to take the job here in Jacksonville.
And if he took the job, by the time he flew out, he would have 2 weeks to pack and move. And I had another camp. And so by the time that I got back, we'd only have a week to pack him and move him 10 hours away. So it was...
But the last day of the camp, I looked at Makayla, and I was like, I think we're going to take the job.
And I was really proud of him, you know. It was sad.
There was tears.
Lots of tears.
Because it meant me moving away.
Lots of tears. But it wasn't like we were sad for the opportunity. We were just sad to be apart.
Yeah. And so...
I mean, we were both ecstatic for the opportunity, you know. I was really happy for him. And I really am glad to this day that I kind of pushed him.
Yeah, because I told him... Literally in the span of 10 minutes, I told Bondi no. To be honest, at this time, I wasn't watching Dan's channel at all. But then, yeah, so like everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, you took the job at Hybrid," and I was like, "Yeah, I mean, it's just a job." Like, but it was just really cool because like I ended up on the last day of that camp that we were at, I called Bondi and I was like, "Hey, I'm going to take the job. Like, I'll be there in 2 weeks." So,
because we had come down once in the summer and recorded with Dan and got to see the environment of Hybrid, and I thought, you know, it was a really cool aspect for athletes and cheerleaders everywhere that I really liked the concept, and I thought it would be something that he would really.
I mean, look at it, because on the other side of that wall, is a whole cheer gym, and then here's a weightlifting gym. That's not something common in cheerleading.
No.
Most cheer gyms are strictly cheer gyms. They don't have something to make the athlete stronger. Like,
yeah.
You just tumbled and that was it. So the concept was really cool, and I told Bondi that when I first worked with him over that summer. Like, I was like, I love the idea of that because it teaches athletes to actually have actual strength too. But to not make this drag on much longer, because this soon end up being like an hour-long video, I basically, that's also how I started filming with Dan. I took the job here. Within like 2 weeks of me working here, Dan was like, "Hey, we're filming on this day. You want to come?" And I was like, "Sure." And so filmed my first video, or second video technically, because we did one over the summer with him. And then left. And now I've been on the channel for a full year and a half now, almost.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun too. But we got 2 sets of dead bugs, so we're gonna knock these out, and then we're gonna move on to our next question. Okay. All right. What's next? Our 90-90 hip rotations. Okay, cool. All right. Next question. What is your favorite thing about each other, and what is the pet peeve about each other? It's a good one. That's a good question. So we're gonna start a 90-90 hip rotations, first set, and then we're gonna talk about it, so we can think a little bit. Oh my gosh.
This really pulls.
All right, I'm gonna let her go first. What's your favorite thing about me?
Your sense of humor.
Nice. Good answer. Good answer.
Good answer.
I've got several things, but my most favorite thing is honestly, at first it was her biggest flaw, but now it's her biggest, is how brutally honest she is. That is my favorite thing about her. She doesn't care if it's not that she doesn't care how my feelings are in the moment. She knows how I react to things now. And so she knows how to give me feedback in the moment of those times. And that often the time it's like a no BS kind of thing where she's like, hey, now sometimes she's like, oh, baby. And other times she's like, shut up. We're going to do another set of the 90-90s, and then we're going to do our pet peeve. Sorry, it's getting dark outside, guys. We came in a little late. 5 o'clock.
We did. We went and ran errands this morning after sleeping in.
Yep. I got some upgrades for my new laptop. A lot of new upgrades, actually. $600 worth of upgrades.
Speaking of that, biggest pet peeve, his spending habits.
Yeah, they're not the best, guys.
The second he makes money, he really wants to buy something big.
My biggest pet peeve for her, I'm about to sound like such an asshole.
Do that, rip it off like I sound like an asshole.
But her homebodiness, the way that she's a homebody. That's the biggest, when things come up with our relationship, it's because she's like, I don't want to be far from home. That's the hardest part for me. And it's not, would you classify that as a pet peeve?
I mean, yeah.
I was going to say, I think that's the only part that irks me.
Besides you're when you scrape your teeth on a fork.
But that's just a general pet peeve.
Right.
And I think that's what you were talking about. Is in general. Scraping teeth on a fork, oh, I hate it. We got one more thing, 90-90s.
Next question.
And then we're going to move on to our next question. All right. Next thing, we get to move camera angles. So the next one, we're going to move together on this one. So we're going to do band pulls and band thingies. I forgot what they're called. I'm going to show Makayla what that is. But we're going to read the question first, and then we're going to do this. So give me a second. I just wanted to say happy belated birthday, but also what inspired you to start a YouTube channel and any tips? We'll answer this one really quick because I feel like this is a really quick one that I can answer super fast. What made me want to start one is I've always wanted to start one. You can ask her. I've always kind of talked about just making content. I've always liked making content. I just didn't know where to start. Yeah, streaming. I started with streaming. I just didn't know where to start with YouTube. And eventually I just got tired one night. You can ask her. I literally called her at 1 o'clock at night. And I was like, hey, I'm thinking about we're going and recording a workout. Should I do it? And she was like, do it. And the rest is history. My tip is just start. A lot of people don't they feel like they need this whole setup and whatever. Just start. The editing is going to be crap. The video quality is going to be crap. The music is going to be crap. It's going to suck at the first couple of times. You just got to do it and just know that it's going to suck. You could try to make it good, which is not a bad thing, but it's just going to suck until you can finally get into the hang of things. So that's why I started, and that's how I started, and those are my tips. It was just literally just start. You have to just go. Let's go to one of the harder ones that might take a little bit to learn. What are the videos going to look like after you're married? Will you still be on Dan's channel? Let's do our set, and we'll answer that so we can kind of think.
Nick hurt me.
I didn't do that.
Bruised. He did not do that. I was stunting on an all-girl group yesterday when he put me to work, and the girl went to catch me, and my butt landed right on her kneecap. Right on her kneecap.
Yeah, making it seem like I abused you or something.
In reality, it's the other way around.
Come over here real quick. Come. Oh, hey, there's a thing there. See, that's where she gets the random bruises. It's not me. How are my videos going to look like afterwards?
His videos should stay pretty consistent on just what he does himself. we're not planning on getting married until about 2027.
Or 2026. We don't know yet. We haven't decided that.
He's pushing for 2026.
I want 2026. We haven't really officially, that answers one of our other ones.
Yeah.
How's the wedding planning going yet? But
we'll talk more about that specifically. But as for when we're married, I mean, he'll say the same. Guest appearances will still be every now and then. I might be a little bit more.
She'll be here more frequently.
Occurring in the videos.
Yeah, she'll occur more. But yeah, I don't plan on making. If anything, like I said, I want this to turn into like a daily vlog kind of thing where we can do challenges, stuff like that. So it doesn't really. If we do make like a couples account, it'd be its own separate account. It's not going to be something that we do on this channel. This is my channel. Nothing against her. Love her. I want to have her on the channel, but my channel.
Yep.
My stuff, you know?
Yep. And then as for Dan, I mean, he's still going to be here at least until probably December of next year. So he still has a while. So you guys won't be missing him too much. Yeah. I won't be sealing him away just yet. We're going to finish up these and then we're going to move on to our next question because we're running out of questions and workouts. Anyway. Keep the struggle. All right, I'll take her to Taco Bell if she answers this question correctly. We're doing 90-90 holds now. So we sit up on top of our leg and we push our hips forward and almost like we're trying to arch our back. Yeah, you arched that back. Have we started wedding planning yet? Yes, we have started wedding planning. We currently have a color and a tentative guest list. And that's it. And a potential date. Which leads into our next question. Which also leads into if anybody has any recommendations for wedding planning, like if you guys have gone through this process and had anything that worked really well and helped you, we'd greatly appreciate it because, yeah, we're kind of just stumped. And take a guess as to what the color will be. Guess our colors. Yeah, guess our colors. Which leads into the question, is the hybrid crew going to the wedding? No. Next question. We're kidding. We're kidding, of course. The hybrid crew will be invited to the wedding. We haven't sent out invitations, guys. We haven't even gotten them placed, so calm down. Yeah. We're very slow on the process, which if I want it to be 2026, I'm going to have to push her to be a little bit faster on some of this planning stuff. The only reason we've not been planning faster is I'm still getting my master's. I'll get my master's hopefully May of 2026. So. What do you mean hopefully? You better get it soon. You're one to talk. I think this will allow me to jump into the next one. So yeah, we have 2 more questions left that y'all have sent in. And the one of the last ones is, how did you celebrate your birthday? Did you have fun? Absolutely. I had to work still, so by the time we got done working, it was about 5 o'clock. One of my teams didn't come in, so luckily I got off early that day. And then we went to dinner at Miller's Ale House, which is one of our favorite places to come to while we're down here. She wanted to sponsor us. She wanted to take me to Fogo de Chao. If any of y'all know who that is, it's a Brazilian steakhouse. It's really expensive. I was just like, if I'm being honest, I just didn't want to go somewhere that expensive and get dressed up like that. So I was very appreciative that she wanted to take me there. But did in fact save. So yeah, we went to Miller's. Effort was there. Miller's was really good, so I was happy with it. Switch. And what else did we do for my birthday? We went and got you your laptop. Yeah, we went and got my laptop at Best Buy. And then I edited that video that night, and it took him forever. Yeah, editing's still not the fastest for me. I've gotten way faster than what I used to be, but it's still not as quick as I want it to be. It still takes me about 2.5 hours to edit. And then he doesn't have a couch, so we ate ice cream cake on the floor. Yep. I don't have a couch still. Guys, I'm still working in progress. Y'all said no futon, so no futon's happening. But futons were so cheap. We actually went and looked at couches today. Just didn't find any good fits. The one that I did find that I wanted really badly was broken. They were like, oh, you have to pull on it here, and I went to pull on it, and it didn't move. So, yeah. All right, we got one more question after this, and then we have 3 more workouts, I think, right? No, 90-90 holds, so... Yeah, hip openers, thread the needle, and bird dogs. I don't want to do bird dogs. Hey, guys, we're not doing bird dogs. We're not doing bird dogs. So, I'll do a set. So, I'll answer our last question on hip openers. And then we'll
finish our rehab, and then we'll be out of here.
I'm singing in the rain.
All right. I think this is just a funny one to end on. What do y'all think about the other couples, Dan and Maddie, Bondi and Kat, Lenny and Delaney? That's such a freaking tongue twister.
What do I think? They're not as funny as us.
That's Cap. Bondi and Kat are hilarious.
They are actually. Wait. It was a joke at first, but
Yeah.
that's Cap.
Yeah, that's Cap. Hip opener.
Oh,
Let's see. Maddie and Dan. I've known Maddie way longer than you guys.
I actually met her for the first time getting Dan's truck to surprise him. But I've heard so much about her.
Yeah.
So she's really nice. She's really nice.
No, she's a sweet girl. Very talented. She can sing.
Really?
Yeah, she can sing. They're a good couple. I think she's great for Dan.
Oh, yeah. She's
Great
fantastic.
for Dan. Bondi and Kat, just probably the beloved YouTube.
Most genuine, blunt people.
Yeah, they're great.
They're fantastic as well.
And then Lenny and Delaney,
Fantastic as well.
the worst. I freaking hate them.
Oh, we don't like them.
Yeah, we don't like them.
Okay.
Even though that's the only
You're
reason
gonna
I
get-
got 100K views.
You're going to get all of the hate
I'm kidding, guys.
from the, what do they call them?
Delaney's. The Delaney's.
The Delaney's?
I'm kidding, guys. I love them. They're great. And I don't want any of these to sound disingenuous. I think everybody's relationship there is their own.
I think we should do a relationship verse where we do double dates with each of them.
Ooh, I don't think that's a bad idea.
And they get to see what all of us are like.
Ah,
Ooh, a multiverse of the hybrid couples.
the hybrid verse.
The hybrid verse.
I love that people call
It's
it
gonna
that.
extend. My hip is actively popping every time
Mine
I do
is
this.
too. Mine
It's like
too.
crunching.
I love that idea, actually. But my biggest thing, you can ask Makayla this. If y'all are asking us to what are we how do we compare or how do we do whatever with our relationship compared to them? I love all of them. I'm glad that people are in relationships or whatever. Or actually, there is one right here.
Oh, we're talking about you guys.
We're
One of
actually
our
talking
questions is
about
about you.
You want to come? You want to
come join.
Come on, come here quick.
We
Come
didn't.
here
You
quick.
didn't answer a question.
Super quick.
5 seconds.
Victoria, don't die.
One of our questions, our Q&A, was what do we think about all the other couples, basically.
Oh.
So
we're
what do you
trying to-
think? What are your thoughts on all of us in the
Like
hybrid
of
verse?
all the
apparently?
it's called everybody's been called it the hybrid.
I think
verse.
it's funny that Dan is the only one not dating a cheerleader.
That is true.
That is-
That is
yeah.
very true. I didn't even think about
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I think that's kind of funny.
But we were just saying because because I don't know how to answer that question without being I feel like people
We're
are
like, we like
trying
all
to
of them.
compare it. I was like it's their relationship. Like, what am I supposed to hate one of them?
Well,
I
also,
hate that.
mine's
I hate
fairly-
Delaney stole
mine's
Lenny from
fairly
me.
new, so
I hate that she
you
stole
don't
him
really
from
know
me.
much about. Wait, you what?
I hate that she stole him from me.
So who?
You
Delaney-
from him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I don't really play the game that much.
Yeah. And we don't go on dates anymore. Lenny stopped taking me out.
I think that's her first time knowing that.
You didn't know?
So I have to.
Kill me.
All right.
Didn't say it.
That's my opinion. I think it's just funny that Dan.
But I
Big
did.
cheer guy?
Yeah, he's
Big cheer guy?
he's the cheerleading YouTuber.
Yeah,
And-
and it's such a weird I feel like cheerleaders date other cheerleaders because
That's all we're around.
they're
You understand
They
it.
also you understand.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
This
like
is weird for a normal
my
relationship.
It is. My mom would be like, if I was a girl, I wouldn't be able to be blah, 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 because you're throwing the girls all the time. I'm like, yeah. Well,
But we're not sleeping with them all the time.
there you
That's
go.
the thing.
There you go.
That's how we feel on everybody's relationship. I feel like that it's just their relationship. One thing I was going to get into is that Makayla can attest to this. When we first started dating, my biggest rule is don't get involved in other people's relationships because it's not ours.
He doesn't gaff.
I don't care. Like that. Like if a girl or a guy came to me and was like, I'm having this relationship problem, I'll give them advice. But at no point am I going to be like, oh, let me talk to them or let me be a part of that. Like I don't want to be inserted into it because I'll be like, I don't want to be the name that gets brought up into y'all's relationship to make y'all feel like. That's why if you're a person that listens to other people about your own relationship, I feel like you're weird about that because it's your relationship. If you feel like there's a problem in it, then you need to fix your problem. You don't need to go to your friend and say, hey, how do I fix my problem? When it's good for advice, but it's not good for
Them telling you what to do
telling
in a
them what to do in
relationship.
your relationship.
He's very adamant about what he means is he wants us to be able to work out our own internal issues and not have an outside opinion on somebody who doesn't really know us or what we've been through our relationship because
Yeah, because what somebody might know from a month of being friends with her doesn't understand the full 4 years of her beating the shit out of me. Please don't not now. So that's all the questions today. We're going to finish up our rehab real quick, and then we'll do an outro, and we'll see y'all at the very end of that.
I like that we're mismatching.
Yeah, we planned this today, guys.
Oddly enough, it was Nick's idea.
I think the double date idea is a great idea, so I think that's what we should plan for soon. You're a smart girl. Very smart girl. 4.0 throughout college. Several times. I'm a guy that makes videos. She makes 4.0s in college. Anyway, it was a good rehab day. I think I really needed it too because I was getting sore from like filming with Dan on Tuesday, just the constant and I stunted a lot this week because whenever teams are like kind of having their time off for Christmas break, that's when my schedule opens up and then people can book stunning more. Not complaining, I promise. It's just stunning does take a toll on the body. But that's it for today. I hope y'all enjoyed the Q&A. I know there wasn't a lot of questions, but it was still good insight into our relationship. I say especially that last question. I feel like that really got to show like what kind of people we are in our relationship. It's our relationship, nobody else's. So that is it for today. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and
subscribe.
And I will see you all tomorrow for one of our walks. We're going on a mile walk together.
Hopefully we'll stunt here soon, but we're going to see how Christmas break goes.
We were going to stunt today until we woke up this morning.
And hurt.
She was
Everything
dead,
hurt.
and my neck is killing me. I feel like I got like a Dan neck right now. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all
tomorrow. Subscribe. Click it.
We got to pass Dan.
Come back.